An update from the president after testing positive for coronavirus.
An elderly man missing from Fargo for more than 24 hours may no longer be on foot.
Plus, some clinics are already out of the flu vaccine, what local hospitals are doing to avoid shortages. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
President Trump is in the hospital tonight, less than a day after announcing he and the First Lady tested positive for COVID-19.
Christina Ruffini has more from the hospital in Bethesda, Maryland.
President Trump was flown from the White House to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center on Friday to be treated for the coronavirus. The White House says the president will spend the next few days there out of an abundance of caution. Before he left the White House, the 74-year-old president tweeted a brief video statement.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support. I'm going to Walter Reed Hospital. I think I'm doing very well, but we're going to make sure that things work out. The First Lady is doing very well.
CBS News has learned President Trump is experiencing mild symptoms, including a low-grade fever. The president did not go to the emergency room here at Walter Reed, but went instead directly to the presidential suite. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows spoke to reporters earlier in the day.
He continues to be not only in good spirits, but very energetic.
The president's doctor says he is fatigued and has been given a Regeneron antibody cocktail. Campaigning in Michigan, Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, who has tested negative since the news broke, offered prayers and well wishes.
The news is a reminder that we as a nation need to do better in dealing with this pandemic.
During the first debate Tuesday, Biden and the president shared the stage for 90 minutes. While the president stays at the medical center, his COVID-19 infection has raised questions of who else might have been exposed. After presidential aide Hope Hicks tested positive on Wednesday, White House officials deemed it safe for President Trump to attend a fundraiser in New Jersey on Thursday. Christina Ruffini, CBS News, Bethesda, Maryland.
The White House says President Trump has not transferred power to Vice President Mike Pence and that the president remains in charge.
When it comes to the upcoming election, many people we spoke to in the Valley today said that they've made their decision and plan to stay with that candidate, despite the latest developments. As far as those undecided voters, some tell us they're going to see how President Trump responds to getting the virus, how he handles himself through quarantine, and how he's going to help those negatively impacted by COVID-19.
I hope that he comes through it and everybody sees that it is fightable, but it is dangerous.
I hope that we do see a more comprehensive national plan with moving forward, trying to prevent more illnesses, more deaths.
It is unknown when the president was infected, but that knowledge is key in how physicians will monitor and treat him through Election Day.
Despite mild symptoms, it's no surprise the president's campaign schedule is being upended. The campaign says that all scheduled events for President Trump are being moved to virtual or are temporarily postponed. All events involving his family are now postponed. Vice President Pence, who tested negative for COVID-19 today, will resume his scheduled campaign events.
President Trump's daughter Ivanka and her husband Jared Kushner tested negative for COVID-19 this morning. Barron Trump, the president's 14-year-old son, with First Lady Melania, has also tested negative. In a tweet, Ivanka said she was praying for the swift recovery of her father and Melania and for those impacted by the pandemic.
New at 10 tonight, Fargo police have a new lead in their search for an 80-year-old man who's been missing since last night. He might no longer be on foot. Robert McKinnon is described as 5'7" with gray hair, hazel eyes, and wears glasses. He disappeared yesterday afternoon. Valley News Team's Devin Fry joins us live now with the latest. Devin?
Mike, Andrea, after hours of searching through video footage here at Love's Truck Stop, police say they may finally have a lead on where Robert McKinnon could be. They say that he got into a vehicle with an unknown person. That's what they believe. They have not been able to confirm that because of video issues, but that is what they believe going forward. They are now searching for the vehicle and the unknown person who was driving it. Now, it's important to say that they have not been charged of a crime just yet. They don't believe that there is a crime involved. They're just looking to talk to the driver of the car, which is a 2004 two-toned Lincoln Town car. They say that the driver, they want to talk to the driver as a witness. The plates of the vehicle are currently unknown. Now, this is the latest development in an extremely extensive search that's been undergone for McKinnon, trying to find his whereabouts. They were using drones earlier. There were officers walking through neighborhoods trying to find McKinnon, even a water rescue team searching for him there. They say that even though there's not officers on the ground searching for him, the search is not over.
Detectives will continue to look through any type of leads, any surveillance footage, and try to see where they can go from there. Sometimes we hit that dead end and we're not able to search any further until additional information comes up.
Anyone with any information on where McKinnon could be or the driver of that Lincoln Town car, please call Red River Dispatch. But reporting right now from Fargo, Devin Fry, Valley News Live.
Okay, Devin, thanks for the live report. Once again, here's a look at Robert McKinnon. If you see him, please call authorities at this phone number, 451-7660.
A Bemidji, Minnesota man is in jail for shooting at deputies and stealing from a home in Beltrami County. Authorities received a call yesterday saying a family member was acting erratic. While the caller was still on the phone, deputies say 28-year-old Lucas Dudley began firing a gun in and around the home. When deputies got there, they say he was walking on a nearby highway, firing his gun several times at them and making threats. He was tased and taken into custody. Dudley was identified as a person of interest in a forced entry of a home earlier in that day where gun and ammo were taken.
Let's take a look at the COVID-19 numbers. North Dakota is reporting 477 new cases in the state, along with 8 new deaths. 264 people have died in the state. In Minnesota, the state reports 1,184 new cases, along with 10 new deaths. 2,059 people have died in the state.
Experts are hoping and predicting that record numbers of people will be seeking a flu shot because of the pandemic. Doctors at Sanford tell us that they've started giving the flu shot a month earlier than usual, and some drugstores are saying in clinics that they are already temporarily out of stock. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie explains what's being done to avoid any shortages.
People are rolling up their sleeves for the flu shot earlier than ever this year. This as experts are gearing up for what they hope is high demand as they seek to avoid a twindemic with COVID-19.
The idea is to, in case that there's a COVID spike, especially for hospitalizations, to try to offset that.
The CDC estimates the flu hospitalized 400,000 Americans and killed 22,000 last year. Adding flu to the toll of COVID-19 will further strain hospitals. Record number vaccines are on the way with over 190 million for the U.S. alone. Still, there's no way to know how many people will seek shots this year, but some are finding that drugstores or clinics are already temporarily out of stock.
We started offering it a month earlier this year, and I've actually been happily surprised at the amount of people who are coming in.
The good news, the same precautions that help stop the spread of COVID-19 will protect you from the flu as well. The bad news, a flu vaccine can't entirely protect you from COVID.
But it could potentially, if you get COVID, prevent something else going on at the same time that could put you at even higher risk.
Experts say everyone 6 months and up should seek a flu shot this year, especially the elderly, young children, pregnant women, and those with underlying health concerns. In Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
To find out how and where you can get a flu shot, download the VNL News app. Later on Valley News Live at 10, a kickback conspiracy, how much a doctor may have collected after overprescribing opioids to his patients.
But first, your weekend may begin with rain and chillier temperatures, but the end of the weekend might be a different story. Hutch is in after the break.